derivatives, I completed fixed income, I completed equity, I completed ethics, I completed corporate finance. No, corporate finance hota hi nahi. I completed eco. I completed quite a few things, but two mistakes now here. Mistake number one, even though I was studying, I was never studying with 100% concentration that I like to give to my studies. If you've seen my level 1, level 2 strategies, you would have heard how I do my first reading. It is very intensive. I don't think I put that level of intensiveness here. Somewhere my mind was just throughout in a very different zone. It was blocked. And another mistake that I did here, and a very, very big mistake, if anybody is giving level 3, please do not make this mistake at all. It costed me a lot. I decided to do portfolio management last. Now, anybody who is giving level 3, a level 3 prospective candidate, or even is starting CFA and is read through the course, you would know that in level 3, 60% of the exam comes from portfolio management. I knew that too. But that's why I thought that, I'll do it last and that would be very helpful. And I don't know what, that was the mindset that, I'll do it that way and that will help, because in level 1, it helped me. And I know that strategy was perfect because of FRA. But what I didn't realize that at that time was FRA is one complete subject. So keeping that last makes sense. Portfolio management, on the other hand, in level 3 is not just given to you as one subject. It's divided across various readings. It's like, reading 1, 2, then it will be maybe reading 29, 28. So it's not like a continuous reading. It's similar, but there's a lot of breaks that would come in between if you're following the flow. So, very big mistake. I did portfolio management towards the end, and what happened because of that is I couldn't complete portfolio management, right? Because I had already started things very late. I was a very slow learner. I have always said this, that I learn things very slowly. Again, that was the first mistake, overconfidence, that ho jayega. In spite of knowing myself, I let overconfidence win, which is very wrong. I left, I think 2 to 3. I didn't leave it, but I did not studied. I just heard the lectures of Manish sir for a few portfolio management chapters, and I revised for the entire syllabus, literally just, you can say 5 to 10, 1 week before the exam was when I did the entire revision. How did I do it? What did I do? Don't even ask. It was pathetic. I knew it. So before I was giving my exam itself, I think mid-August, I realized that, I am not prepared. I am absolutely not prepared. Obviously, you already heard the entire situation. You know that this girl is not prepared. I knew it, that there's no chance that I'm going to pass this exam, because I have practiced, I understand the concepts, but I have not practiced writing. I have not, typing, sorry. I have not completed portfolio management. So a lot of anxiety started creeping in. And because so much anxiety started creeping in, wo bacha kucha time that I was studying also went to waste. Because when your mind is not at the right place, you will never be able to study. This is something that I have learned throughout CFA. I think that's the biggest learning that CFA gives you. You have to have your mind, body, soul aligned if you want to achieve success. It's very true. So by mid-August, I was 110% sure that I'm not going to pass the exam, and I wanted to defer it. I thought that, I'll defer it. I'll just give the February attempt instead of August, because I knew that there's no possible way that I pass this exam. But when I went to defer it, I don't know, I started feeling very guilty that, should I defer it? Am I being a coward? Because the reason that I was deferring it, apart from the money, of course, was the fact that, I wanted the title that I passed CFA level 3 in one attempt. Being very selfish, I know, and I know a lot of us have this. I've had a lot of viewers message me this as well, that, we want to pass all 3 levels in first attempt. That's our goal, and it's a good goal to have. Trust me, I also had it. But sometimes things don't happen that way, and you have to be a little bit more braver than just wanting something so selfishly that you don't even want to take a courageous step. And that is why I took that decision that, I will fight till the very end. I have done a certain level of preparation. Yes, it's not the best. I know it's not the best. It was literally just 30% of my caliber that I prepared for. But I decided to go for it. I wanted to fight till the end. I wanted to face my fears, the fears of failing. And rightfully so, I failed. I remember the exam, when I gave the exam, the first paper was so bad. It was so bad. I will never forget. There were 11 questions. All were essay based questions, because at that time the AM section was full essay based. Now it is a mix paper that they give, but at that time it was AM full essay based and PM full MCQ. So the essay based paper went so bad for me. 11 questions, 2 hours 11 minutes, I think 2 hours 12 minutes, and last 30 minutes left, and I had only completed 3 out of 11 questions. I was shocked. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to time. I was so lost, and those 30 minutes is something I will never forget, because those 30 minutes in an exam, which doesn't happen to me usually, I started getting so anxious. I remember my legs were trembling last 30 minutes. I literally had to be like, Tani, calm down, just finish it. Somehow I wrote 2 answers more. I left nearly 2 to 3 answers more, and I left nearly four and a half questions left, because I couldn't do it. It's not that, I could just write something कि शायद कुछ लक चल जाए, शायद थोड़ा दिमाग चल जाए. नहीं, I didn't get the chance to even, क्या बोलते हैं, guess work, तुक्का work, nothing, because I lost track of time. Very big mistake if you're giving level 3. Level 3 is where time plays the biggest villain. It is very tough to keep a track of time when you're writing essay-based questions. So anybody giving level 3, please practice completing 11 questions in 2 hours. You take 12 minutes less. 11 questions. Now so it's a mix, so it's still easier. The second format is much better, the mixed format of essay and MCQ together. But that only essay-based questions in one entire section, I was so sad. I remember I came out of the hall, the examination hall after the AM section, and I was almost in tears. I was very upset, because at that moment I knew that, I'm fighting a lost battle. Obviously, if you don't complete only so much, how do you expect? There's no chance that you're going to clear the paper, right? Bare minimum chance. I mean, literally only if God would have come down and corrected my paper and felt bad for me, could I have passed that exam. But yeah, very, very big mistake. I remember I came out, I called my mom, and I was almost crying, and she's like, it's okay. The fact that you're giving the exam is a very big deal, because it's not easy to, like I said, face your fears, but sometimes we really need to. And I think that's what I did. Of course, like I said, the result of this exam was a negative. I did not pass. There was no rocket science to it. I remember till date the result came out on November 1, and November 10 is my birthday, guys, just plugging it in. So usually I start like that birthday month, birthday week kind of a physio. I'm that kind of a person from November 1. But this time the result came out, and I was so upset. Even though I was ready for it, I thought that, I'm ready for it. I know I'm going to fail. There's no chance I'm going to pass, etc., etc. That failure still pinched so hard. Of course, I think nobody likes to fail, and not especially if you're a good student academically. It's almost like a jhatka, and I've always been a good academic student, so felt very bad, because no matter how prepared you are, a certain part of you keeps hoping, keeps praying that शायद कोई miracle हो जाए, शायद कोई miracle हो जाए, जो obviously हुआ नहीं, because God only helps those who helps themselves. So yeah, I failed that exam. And now I'm going to tell you not a mistake, but a very big lesson that I learned that day. Of course, I grieved a lot for 1 day, 1.5 days. I was very upset, this and that. But the next day, I was thankful that I failed. You know why? Because had I passed that exam with such a preparation, with only giving 30% of my caliber, I just know it, that I would have always just had a sense of unnecessary pride that I would have carried. I would have never understood the value and the worth of the exam that I just gave. I would have never understood the actual worth of why there is so much hype around CFA. I would have not been content with myself. So I think that failure was important to remind me that life में बिना effort डाले कोई भी चीज़ नहीं मिलती. You have to work hard if you want something. You have to learn to manage your time. You have to learn to control your desires. You have to learn to understand what your caliber is, what your caliber is not, what your skill set is, what your skill set is not. Polish them and work towards it. Only then can you get success. And trust me, that has been one of the most hard-hitting parts of my life till date. And that's the reason I wanted to share this story with you all, because I wanted you all to also understand that, life में नहीं मिलेगा कुछ भी ऐसे. CFA भी नहीं मिलेगा ऐसे. When people say it's a very luck-based exam, is luck a factor? 110% it is. But hard work is an equal factor. I have asked, I think I have told so many of you who have asked me this question that, it is very important for you to give your 100% so that even if you fail or even if you pass, you know that is your caliber that's talking, not luck-based. So that failure was very important for me. Another lesson that I learned when I failed was, when I failed, I was in such a bad mood that I decided to, give up CFA again. Is that never ever take abrupt decisions when you are very sad or very happy. I think I personally feel for a person like me, taking a very abrupt decision of giving CFA level 3 in August in just 6 months was a very abrupt decision, just because I was very happy and proud that I passed level 2. I should have understood a little bit more of, how much time I would need to study, maybe study a little bit more and then register. I shouldn't have been so, quick maybe in that. I should have taken my time properly to assess what is needed and what is not needed before taking that rash decision. Similarly, I shouldn't have been so rash in saying that I don't want to give CFA level 3 again. And I would have stuck to that decision had I not spoken to my parents and Manish sir especially, because he explained to me at that day that level 2 करके level 3 छोड़ना is stupidity. गलती हो गई, गलती मान ली, अब आगे बढ़ो. लाइफ में आगे बढ़ना पड़ता है. इसलिए I decided to re-give the exam. And at that time, by the way, I was again working with a client. Thankfully, that project was ending very soon. So right after that project ended, I decided to give the February attempt. Again, 2.5 months is what that time period was. But I thought that, काफ़ी कुछ तो पढ़ लिया, just a little bit of revision is left. So I was like, let's give the exam, and I did. What happened with that exam will be a part of the next video because already काफ़ी लंबा हो चुका है. But yes, like I said, this is my 100% honest, raw, just as is, unadulterated, uncensored CFA story. I hope that at least one of you learns from the mistakes that I did and do not repeat it. And I hope that all of you have cumulatively taken the lesson that I learned, because we need it in life. We all need it. I would love to know what you all thought about this video, what you all thought about my journey. Because like I said, it took me a lot to come out with this in the open. You can see my voice is also a little heavy today. I'm very nervous about it. I think it's pretty evident that I have been very nervous to talk about it, but it is important because you can only learn from me when you know my failures. Because like I said, failure is the biggest teacher in life. I can go on harping about my success stories and obviously you will gain some value from it, but you will gain 10x the value from knowing about my failures. Don't forget, the next video will be about what happened in my CFA level 3 next attempt. So stay tuned. If you like this particular video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I will see you very, very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.